Hello my lovelies, it is time for my June wrap-up vlog, so stay tuned. So June has been a very hectic month for me, and well, I did vlog the entire month, and you can go and check out those reading vlogs. I'll link the playlist up above for all of my reading vlogs. But with vacationing, with puppies, just with all kinds of stuff going on, or with puppy, not puppies, goodness, I have not read nearly as much as I normally would. Also, in my vlogging the entire month, I kind of forgot to vlog my wrap-up vlog. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of a hodgepodge trying to put this wrap-up vlog together. So fingers crossed that it turns out okay. But I'll be back with you towards the end of this after you've seen everything I've read. Last night, Marty and I finished Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second and final book in the Six of Crows duology, and we both give this 4.5. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you too much about it because it is the second book, but I can say that our team of thieves and bandits, they have kind of joined together to take somebody down, and that's kind of what this is about. There is a part in here that just broke my heart, and I was not okay with it. Also, I think Nina is probably my favorite character. If you've read this duology, let me know who your favorite character is. I absolutely adore Nina and Matthias, and I think even out of the two of them, Nina is my favorite. So yes, Marty and I both give it 4.5 stars. I did, however, finish The Dark Matter of Mona Starr by Laura Lee Gouledge, and this one's kind of a hard one to rate. I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. This is an art copy, but it came out when? It came out in April of 2020. So what I have is all black and white, and in the finished copy there is yellow as well. But looks like this, and it's about a girl named Mona Starr who is figuring out herself, really. She suffers from depression, and she calls it her matter, and she's trying to figure out how to deal with it and how to live with it and how to not isolate herself completely. And there is also a queer element because there is a girl in here that she ends up liking, a new girl to her school, and it's very cute. And they also explore the topic of partners, and I've never heard that before, but it's like partners in creativity, partners in art, creating something beautiful and amazing together. And her and a couple of other kids from band, because they're all in band together, they create this amazing piece of art that affects their whole school, and it's really cool. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I really enjoy it. I definitely recommend you check it out. And if you are somebody that deals with depression, this could be something helpful for you. Yesterday, I finished listening to the audiobook of Famous in a Small Town by Emma Mills. I'm gonna give this 3.5. It follows our main character, Sophie, who is in band, and her high school band has earned a spot at, I think, the Rose Bowl or something like that. Rose Parade. And she has to get them all the way from Arcadia, I can't remember what state that is, to LA, but they don't have enough money for the band to do this. So she's trying to help raise money, and she thinks the best way to do it is to invite this girl named Megan something. Megan Pleasant. Their Midwestern town's only claim to fame. She became a star from this show, like Who Wants to Be the Next Country Music Star or something like that. Or America's Next Country Music Star. And she's spending this whole time trying to contact Megan and work with her friends and do all this stuff to try to convince Megan to come back to their town, even though one of her more recent big hit songs was why she's never going back to this town ever again. And that's really what this is all about. It was okay. I enjoyed it. It was light and fluffy, but it's not one that I would reread. So 3.5. Monday. Yes, I actually finished my reread of Dorothy Must Die Stories Volume 1. 5 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed this. I love this series so much. And I mean, this is the 3rd time I have read it. So I'm very much enjoying this. I'm looking forward to continuing the series. On Monday, June 21st, I did complete The Color of Blarkums Murder by Sarah J. Harris. And I think I would give this like a 3.75. I really enjoyed it. Will I read it again? Probably not. But it's definitely an interesting read. It follows this boy. He's like 13 years old. And he has synesthesia. So he hears colors. It's hard to describe. Okay, so words, voices, feelings, things like that, they all have colors. He sees them, and he sees his neighbor and friend Blarkum murdered. And like right in the very beginning, like chapters 1 and 2, it hints at both his father was the one that murdered her, or he was the one that murdered her. And we're trying to figure out what actually happened throughout the story. And it's told in such a very interesting way, because like he doesn't recognize faces. He only recognizes like the color of people's voices. But if people are like, if they are sick, or if they are whispering, things like that, they can't necessarily distinguish their voice. And he also doesn't recognize like people's clothing so much, or he definitely, he's like has face blindness. Like he doesn't recognize anybody's face. You could have a guy that he's talking to this one police officer, and when he's outside of this interrogation room talking to the police officer's talking much quieter, and he has like a cardigan or something on, some kind of sweater on. He's a detective. And then when they go into the interrogation room, he's taken off the cardigan and he's speaking in his normal voice. And they just spoke with each other, but he already doesn't recognize this person because the color of his voice is different and his clothes are different. So he doesn't know that it's even the same person. And so sharing his information with the police is kind of tricky, because again, he's sharing it in his colors that he sees. And he's also autistic and like requires his journals to be, you know, in a certain order, and his paintings to be certain ways. And he gets very upset by certain things. And this was really, really interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3.75. So on Wednesday, the 23rd, I completed Obsidio. This was my buddy read for last week, and I'm just now finishing it. But this is the 3rd and final book in the Illuminate Files. I really, really enjoyed this entire series. I can't tell you too much about this one because it is the last book, but what I can tell you about this is it follows, in addition to the people from the first 2 books, it also follows the people that did survive on the Carenza planet. And yeah, I give the whole series 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Tuesday, June 29th, Marty and I finished listening to Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. So this is like the first book in a series, but when it ended, I was like, how does this continue? Because it seemed like it was all wrapped up nice and neat, and I think this works very well as a standalone. I did look up the next book, and it seemed to follow different characters, kind of set in the same world, in the same region, different clans, that kind of thing. And the stuff in this kind of affects the things in that. But I think really if all you wanted was just a standalone kind of Viking fantasy, this works for that. So our main character, Elin, she is part of this Aska clan, and they have this rivalry with this Riki clan, and like every year or something they go to war with each other, or every so often they go to war with each other, and this has been going on since long before she was ever born. And her brother supposedly was killed in one of these battles, and they're having one of these battles and she sees her brother, and he's not actually dead, though when she tells people about it, because she was seriously hurt, they thought she was just seeing like some kind of spirit or whatever. And then it happens again, and she sees her brother again, and she finds herself kind of taken in by this Riki clan, and she's having to deal with the fact that her brother's been alive all this time. He's just been living with the Riki instead. And there is this other clan, I can't remember what they're called, and they're like this very ruthless group that has like attacked both clans, and the clans have to come together to defeat these big bad guys and kind of put their differences aside for a little while. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a rather quick read when we were able to listen to it. I give it 3.5 stars. I asked Marty what he would rate it, and he said 3 stars. So we're going to give this 3.25. Then on Wednesday the 30th, I started and completed Sheets by Brenna Thumler, I think is how it's pronounced. Anyway, this is a super cute little graphic novel. It follows a girl named Marjorie and a ghost named Wendell. And Marjorie is dealing with grief. Her whole family is dealing with the grief over the loss of her mother. And they also own this laundromat, and Marjorie's pretty much the one kind of doing everything and trying to keep things afloat. And there's this businessman that's coming in. He's trying to like take over their property and sabotage things so that they'll give up their property. And Wendell, he doesn't want to be part of this ghost world. He wants to be back in the like living world, and he finds himself at the laundromat, and he tries to help, but things don't really work out like he wants them to, and causes even more problems for Marjorie. And if you like the whole Casper the Friendly Ghost kind of thing, I think you're gonna like this. It's super cute. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I would give this 4 stars. Very, very cute. So those are all the books that I completed in June. So hopefully this wrap-up vlog wasn't too spastic for you, I guess. But in June, I managed to read these 8 books. Not a bad amount by far. Granted, it's not nearly as much as I had on my TBR, or as much as I would have liked to have read, but it is what it is. but I did complete these 8 and I am very happy with them. Have you guys read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you.